What's up guys, welcome to Azarf's YouTube channel. This is my fourth YouTube video, right? And today I'm going to be talking to you explicitly about weight loss. So, the main thing I'm going to be talking about today is energy expenditure, also calories, okay? Calories are important. People need to understand calories matter. If you want to lose weight and you want to shed fat, whether it be losing weight, excess weight, you want to reduce your stomach, overall appearance, you want to tone up, you want to shred, calories matter, okay? That being said, I'm gonna talk to you about 5 things that people misunderstand when it comes to general weight loss as well as shredding that extra fat. Alright, so number 1, I'm gonna talk to you about this. You cannot spot reduce fat, okay? You can't spot reduce. You can't select a part of your body and say, I wanna lose fat here, but I wanna keep the fat here, 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 and here. Doesn't work like that, okay? If you're gonna lose fat, you have to lose it all over your body, all right? So that's one thing. What that means is targeted ab workouts. For example, I go to the gym, I see a lot of people working out, they're trying to do abs, they're doing ab workouts, they wanna lose their fat, they wanna lose the fat around their abs, doing arm workout because they wanna lose that little flab under their arms. Doesn't work like that, okay? So, that being said, I'm gonna break down 5 important things you need to know about weight loss, and I'll explain them to you in detail and how we're gonna go about that. All right, so guys, first thing you need to know about calories and losing weight is that the total number of calories you have in and the total number of calories you burn out is what's gonna determine whether you gain weight or you lose it, okay? If you're consuming too many calories and you're not burning enough calories, you're gonna gain weight, okay? Likewise, if you're burning more calories and you're not eating as many, you're gonna lose weight, okay? So if you wanna lose weight, this is the key thing. This is what matters. It's not about eating healthy, okay? A lot of people think you eat healthy, you eat your salads, you eat all sorts of diets that are considered healthy. As long as you're not burning more calories than you're consuming, you're gonna gain that weight, all right? You're gonna gain that weight. So you gotta make sure that what you do is you measure, okay? You need to have some sort of way to measure how much you're eating and how much you're burning, okay? And calories is just the easiest way to do that. Calories simply stand for, calories are simply a unit of energy, okay? That's just what it is. It just measures energy, nothing more, nothing less, okay? So for example, if you're a 200-pound dude and you wanna lose weight, you're gonna eat roughly around 2,000 calories, probably 2,000 to 2,200 just to maintain your weight. That's factoring in you do no type of exercise, right? If you do some sort of exercise, then you're gonna increase it by a little bit because you have you're exercising, you're burning in calories as is, but you also need a certain level of calories to maintain body function, okay? So an example, I was at the gym, right? I just got done training my client, and some dude asked me, he's like, yo, Azhar, like, come help me out. I have this issue with weight loss. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go to him and I'm like, what's the problem? He's like, okay, so I used to be a little bit over 300 pounds, probably like 350. And when I stepped into the gym, I was really seeing progress. I was doing my cardio. I was lifting weight. I restricted my calories and I went low. All right, so I went low. I'm eating about 1,500 calories a day, 1,300, something like that. And then as I was seeing progress, my progress started to decline. My progress is declining. And I'm like, okay, continue. And he's like, yeah, so basically for the past like 2-3 months, I've just stayed at 300 pounds, not really reducing any weight, none of that. So I'm like, all right, cool. The first thing I ask him, and as you guys know, protein is important, right? So the first thing I ask him, I'm like, are you getting in enough protein? And he's like, I think so. And I'm like, do you know so or do you think so? And he's like, I think so. So I'm like, all right, cool. So let me draw you an example. All right. So you're talking about a 300-pound dude who's exercising, building muscle and wants to lose weight, right? And he's on a roughly about 1,300 calorie diet, right? So that's a very restrictive, very low calorie diet, right? For extreme weight loss. So I ask him, I'm like, are you getting enough protein? He's like, I think so. So I'm like, all right, cool. So how many grams of protein do you think you should eat per day? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, all right, cool. So the general rule for eating protein is around 1 gram per pound of body weight, right? Gram a little bit more if you're trying to lose weight. So, but the general area, it goes from 0.8 grams. So 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. It's a general rule. You can go up to 1.5 grams per pound, right? So seeing this, right? That's when I'm like, all right, cool. You're a 300-pound person and you want to lose weight. So if you go by this, right? 300 pounds equals, if you go by, let's say we're going by a gram per pound, right? That's 300 grams per day, essentially, right? So what you need to know about protein is, right? Because I remember I mentioned calories. So for calories, carbs, a gram of carbs equals 4 calories. Gram of protein equals 1 gram equals 4 calories, right? And a gram of fat, 1 gram equals 9 calories. So that being said, right, this guy is on a diet of, let's say 1,300 calorie diet. 1,300 calorie diet. So 300 pounds. 300 pounds equals 100 grams of protein. Right? So what the importance of this is that, right? He's getting 1,300 calories total. That's including his carbs, his fats, and his protein, right? But if you're to do 300 times 4, right? Because you have 300 grams and you have 4 calories per gram, right? So 300 times 4, that's 1,200, right? So he's supposed to be getting 1,200 calories alone just from protein. And this is talking about lean protein. I'm not talking about any of the cooking oil or anything else that you're using. Anything else, right? I'm not talking about any of the cooking oil or whatever condiments or whatever other extras you may be consuming, right? So if you're getting 1,300 calories, right, total, and 1,200 calories of your diet has to be protein, what happens, right? That means you're not getting enough carbs, you're not getting enough fats, right? So what happened with his weight loss is that because he wasn't eating enough protein and he wasn't eating enough in general, his body had to overcompensate and store that fat that he was trying to lose, right? So your body's smart. Your body's not gonna just follow, just because you restrict your diet to a certain level, your body's not gonna reduce fat. It understands that, okay, I'm only getting in this many calories, but I need this many to function, so I have to force myself to retain some fat. And that's just essentially what happened. So I advised him, I was like, okay, you need to get more calories in and you need to go on a sustainable approach to your diet, okay? So 1,300 is way too low for a person of your size. If you're about some small person, then yeah, 1,300, 1,500 could do you well. But if you're a very large human being, 350 pounds, and you go on a calorie diet of this much restriction, your body's not going to respond well to it. It may respond to it initially at first, but over time it's going to understand that, okay, I'm going to the gym, I'm working out, I'm burning so many calories, but I'm not getting enough, which means I have to hold on to this extra fat so I can perform my bodily functions, right? So essentially, yeah, that's why I say you need to know how many calories you're eating, okay? Because you can't do all these calculations. You won't know all of this until you start measuring how much you eat, until you get a grasp of what calories are, how calories function, and how your macronutrients, your carbs, your proteins, your fats all work together, right? So guys, you can see that, like keeping up to date with how much you eat and also measuring how much you're eating and not really drastically reducing your intake is the best way to kind of make sure that you're ensuring steady progress. Because what happened with this guy is that he saw a lot of progress at first, but over time his body responded and it understood that, okay, this is not sustainable. This is too much, too fast. We have to slow down. So guys, the best way to really do this is to kind of sort of reduce your calories over time, okay? So if you're eating, for example, right now you're on a diet of about 3,000 calories, you're maintaining your weight at 3,000 calories and you want to lose weight, right? So you want to lose weight at 3,000 calories. The best thing you should do is try and reduce it by roughly around 20%, okay? You can reduce it by about 15 to 20% of your total calorie intake and start from there, okay? So over time, over a week, over 2 weeks, reduce it again. Another week, another 2 weeks, reduce it again by that same margin, by that same 15%. If you do that, that's the best way to make sure that your body will continue to respond and not fight you on your weight loss journey, right? And also it makes it easier for you. You don't get those hunger pangs. You don't get that craving as much. If you reduce your calories by a lot, it's a very big thing for your body to go through, right? So you want to make sure that it's sustainable. Weight loss is a long journey. It's not a small one. It's not quick. Okay, it takes time. And the best way to do things over time is to do them slowly and progressively and steadily, right? So you want to make sure that you're reducing your calories. You want to make sure that you're reducing your calories in an adequate fashion, or rather, you want to make sure you're reducing your calories in a manner that lets you continue to reduce your calories over time while reducing the overall effects of weight loss. Because one thing I'm going to tell you guys about weight loss is you are going to feel hungry, okay? You can't avoid it. You can use things to mitigate it. You can use, maybe there's ways to eat to satiate your body, higher protein diets, eating a salad that'll fill you up with water instead of calories instead. So, things like that you can do to kind of make sure that you're not always hungry. But at the end of the day, hunger is a fact. Hunger is a response to your body not eating as much. And if you're going to lose weight, you're going to have to go a little bit hungry, okay? You can't avoid it, right? Also, that doesn't mean you have to cut out everything you like to eat. One thing about people one thing about dieting that people don't understand is that you can still eat what you want to eat. You can still eat your bag of chips. You can still eat, your ice cream and all that. But you have to understand that you can't do that all the time. You have to measure it and you have to reduce it overall. But you still can eat things you like, okay? You don't have to cut out things completely. You don't have to go on this very, very strict diet that stops you from eating what you want. Because what's going to happen is this. You're not going to want to continue on that diet. You're going to go back to eating the way you are. You're not going to see your progress because you didn't stick to the diet long enough. And then you're going to say that, oh, I wasted my time. This weight loss thing is too hard, etc., right? So to wrap things up, I think the point of this video is to make sure that when you're doing something for weight loss, it has to be sustainable, okay? This means you're still going to go to the gym. You're going to lift heavy. You're going to lift your weights, all that. You're going to do your cardio. And actually, speaking of cardio, another thing about cardio is that just simply doing cardio and sweating does not mean you're losing weight. It just means your body is hot and you're sweating. That's it, okay? So no matter how much cardio you do, if you don't follow those dieting rules I just mentioned, you're not going to lose weight, okay? Strength training is one of the best ways to lose weight because your body continues to burn calories after you leave the gym. However, during cardio, it's not as effective after the gym, right? It's simply during what you're doing in the gym or during the cardio that you do in the gym. However, when you burn calories by doing strength training, even when you leave the gym for an hour to an hour and a half, 2 hours, your body will continue to burn calories, right? And overall, you want to build your physique through weight training. Cardio can only get you so far, and it can get you pretty far, but only so far. So to wrap things up, that's about it for this YouTube video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let me know whatever content you guys want to see next. And thank you guys for watching.